Welcome, Spiritual Mag. I'm Sam Bell. Update, false flag. That's what we're focusing on, false flag. And I've been focusing on this for the entire month, so I haven't been making any updates except for this one now at the beginning of November 2023. For additional information, you go to director's comments. There's a lot of background on what's been happening. But now this is very important that this gets released at this point in time. So we're prepared if and when and where a false flag occurs.
It's 8:52 here in New York. I'm Bryant Gumbel. We understand that there has been a plane crash on the southern tip of Manhattan. You're looking at the World Trade Center. We understand that a plane...
To put all that at risk, if we walk away from Ukraine, we turn our backs on Israel, it's just not worth it. That's why tomorrow I'm going to send to Congress an urgent budget request.
Others are still missing, feared dead or held hostage in Gaza. The scale of this tragedy may grow greater yet after those 6 hours of horror in the desert.
I have not been producing updates because so much has been going on, both in the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions, especially with what happened in Orlando. It was very exciting. Now, back down on the ground, we've actually had a false flag already. And that was the whole COVID routine. What a total false flag that was. So then we're focused on, the election and January 6th, and then we're focused on Ukraine. Why? I don't know. Billions, sticking the Russian bear with a stick. Come on, what? The mother of Russia is Ukraine. It's older than Moscow. Kiev is. And then we have Palestinians, more than 1,500 children killed. That's, where you don't want to kill children. Come on. If somebody's trying to kill you, you kill them. It's kind of even, but it's not working out when you're killing children in their home. So there's 1.5 billion pissed off Muslims right now. And we've got all kinds of weapons and borders and treaties, and so the timing is right for a false flag. So that means that if the timing's right for a false flag, and we've already had one with the COVID thing, and we kind of had one with Vietnam War, and we kind of had one with 9/11, you know what I mean, the false flag stuff? Well, we need to be prepared because the country's not going to fix itself. So it's kind of like a business, like a corporation. So if you think of yourself and your immediate society around you, what are you going to do if, God forbid, a false flag impacts you? How are you going to function? You should have some plans. Who can provide security? Who can provide, food? Who can provide water? Who can take care of the loved ones and their health? Because there might not be solutions in a day or a week or a month or 2 years or 5 years. If your power supply is gone, you're going to have to focus on your immediate surroundings in a very structured way. And it could happen. So the feeling is that it's coming. It's coming.
Jingle bell what?
Dad, it's a blackout.
A blackout? Oh, every time Santa and I get together, it's a disaster.
What is a false flag? False flag. Well, the flags that go in the wind. So what would happen would be, let's say you were French and you had a French flag and you were fighting Germans and they had a German flag. And so a false flag would be when the French people used a German flag and went into the other side and did something terrible, or did something terrible on this side and pretended they were German when it was actually French, or vice versa. Same thing as if you wear different uniforms of the other army. It's a false flag type of thing. But with the false flags today, it's really a false flag because it's a thought form that's built in your mind with digital concepts. And that's how it works, because I've never been to Kuwait, but I know Kuwait has been, lots of problems. So all these other locations that are happening today, Israel, Pakistan, Senegal, China, Russia, Turkey, All these places are all coming into your mind through digital inputs. And that's how the false flag is created. Now, the important part, when the trauma occurs from the false flag is what's imprinted into your mind. It will actually poison the well if it's incorrect information. But that's why the false flag is done, because you can time your false flag so that you can indoctrinate the people with a thought form that you want tattooed on their brain. So that means that when you're out there and you're taking care of yourself and your people you're around, this 9/11, you don't have to swallow the whole hook and line and sinker, because you have spiritual talents now. Spiritual talents that you have awakened with your own willpower, your own ability to focus on your own unconditional love, and a little bit of tech. You interested in that? Visit marcelvogel.org, I believe that's it. You can have information there on how to dowse, how to use the Marcel Vogel cut crystal. Mr. Dan Willis, Elena Danan, they're providing information now that's coming from higher dimensional beings. Hello, very interesting. So you're not alone anymore. So now when someone does some silly false flag today or tomorrow or New Year's Eve, that's probably when it's, that's kind of like opening the season on who knows what, that these false flags, you don't have to sit back and just take it, because you can use your internal willpower, your ability to take your thought forms and address your immediate matrix. And it takes, I think, just a very fraction of 1% to make the resonances change. And that's been proven. The Schumann resonances were adjusted when Elena and Dan did a focused meditation. So now when you think something's going to happen, like let's say the last day of December, everyone sits down and does a meditation, healing the planet, white light above it, below it, in front of it, behind it, to the right of it, and all that's left of it, we can avoid a lot of problems. So, to wrap it up, nobody can predict what's going to happen. You can't predict what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes or the next 30 days. But, however, I wouldn't be surprised, I bet dollars to donut holes, that sometime between Christmas and the election in November, something's going to happen. And the false flag idea is probably going to occur. So for you to sit down and make a difference and inhibit that and make people elevate their consciousness, all you need to do is do a little meditation, sunrise and sunset. It's not that complicated. And what happens is dormant spiritual tools that are inside of you right now will awaken, will come out of their cocoons and start flying like butterflies. And it only takes a small percentage, but it doesn't take any money. It only takes that unconditional love that's in your heart. And the last few months, a lot of things have happened that people have awakened and realized that they are a fractal of the divine and that love is the key. It really is. Love is the key. Now, information. Meditation is the only way to get there. To visualize yourself using visualizations and organizing with communication with your immediate community. You're the only source for that. It doesn't take money. It takes oral speech and language, listening and communication, sharing. Also, today you need to have gratitude for what you have, because without gratitude you have nothing. So each of us is on the edge of something really, really big happening in our lives and in the lives of our children. And by using meditation and serving others and building community, we can impact the results of whatever comes down, because it's going to have to take a civilian core reaching up, elevating consciousness to put this problem to rest. And then we move forwards. If you'd like more information, I highly recommend Elena Danan and, of course, Dan Willis. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers.